There's a popular quote that says we overestimate how much we can accomplish in a year and we underestimate how much we can accomplish in 10 years. Now, this overestimation is one of the major reasons why many of us have not achieved the goals that we set out, and halfway we want to give up. Hello, my name is Tega Ibiri. I'm 18 years old and I'm on a journey to financial freedom. Now, throughout this journey, just like any journey in life, there have been ups and there have been downs. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how I've been able to cope with these downs and how I'm able to stay motivated and keep on pursuing my goals. Now, just like everyone, I go into the year having New Year's resolution and having, a lot of goals, like a ton of goals. I even made a video about that. I'll link it up here. But to cut the long story short, we're in October, we're in the 10th month, and I have not completed up to half of those goals that I had at the start of the year. So how exactly am I able to wake up every single morning still motivated to achieve those goals? Well, the reason is simple. I don't base my success metric off of the amount of goals I tick off my list. Now let's go over to the first quote that I said, we overestimate how much we can accomplish in a year and underestimate how much we can accomplish in 10 years. Now, we have so many goals at the start of the year. Personally, I had like 8 to 15 goals, and for some people, it's way more than that because we overestimate how much we can accomplish in a single year. Now, we think of a year as 12 months. We think of 12 months as 365 days or 366 days. And we think that that is enough time to complete the amount of goals that we want to complete. And when we don't complete those goals in March, in April, in May, in June, we start to give up. We start to, whine and, cry and, just look for motivational videos like the one you're watching right now. But I was in that same position last year and it ended badly, right? I basically threw all those goals away because I did not feel like going on with them or carrying on with them because it took so long to complete. So at the start of this year, I decided to change my metric. I decided to think of a new definition of success. And right now, I can say that I am quote unquote successful. So what exactly is my metric based off of? Well, it's based off of the distance between where I started and where I currently am. Now, how exactly is this different from the metric of most people watching this video? Well, the difference is most people base their success off of where they start to where they want to get to, right? And we realize that many a times, because a year is too short to complete so many of the things that we want to complete, we never actually get to that destination. So we're like stuck in between. We're not where we started, but we are not where we want to be. So we're like stuck in between. And this place is a very dangerous place because it can make you decide to quit. It can make you lose motivation. It can make you lose discipline. It can make you lose your senses, basically. So the reason I say I'm successful, now, like I said, success is different for different people. But the reason I say this is because where I was in January and where I currently am, the difference is vast. For example, in January, I did not have any source of income, but right now I do. So the difference between where I was at the start of the year and where I currently am is quite a distance. Now, it's nowhere near, nowhere near where I want to be. But the point being, I'm no longer where I used to be. And I genuinely think if you sit down, that's 99.99999% of you sit down and start to think of where you were in January as opposed to where you currently are, you would see that there's a difference. But yeah, that doesn't matter to you, right? You're still fixated on the end goal. You're still fixated on that particular thing that you set at the start of the year. And even though you're not where you used to be, you're not yet there, so you're not satisfied. Well, here's a story that I hold almost dear to my heart. So it's the 3 feet from gold story. I'll put an illustration up. But it's a guy that found a gold mine and he got machines and equipment and started to mine gold from that particular mine, and he saw gold, he saw results for a long period of time, so that made him clear his debt and made him quite rich. So he kept on going there day after day to take gold, and after a while the gold disappeared. It just stopped. It was no longer there, or at least so it seemed. So he continued to dig and dig and dig, and he still did not find the gold. And like many of us would quit. So he gave up, he sold all of his equipment, and he went to look for something else to do. So the person that he sold his equipment to went to that exact same place, hired someone that could survey the land, and that person did. That person found out that the gold was just 3 feet away from where he stopped. Now, the point of this story is obvious. It's obvious that if you continue to persevere, that you will find a level of success. And that's one thing I can promise you, that if you continue to go at a particular thing, that you will achieve a level of success. But unfortunately, there are 2 caveats to that. The first caveat is, I don't know the level of success you will achieve. And this is why I said you should look at where you currently are and just try to rearrange your mindset into looking at success in a different light. You know, that way you're more motivated. That way you don't feel like giving up, you don't feel like quitting, you just feel like going on to the next thing, because you understand that the level of success that you want might not come at the time that it's meant to, or at least the time that you want it to, but at least bits and pieces of that success would start to come your way. So it's just a matter of how you look at it. Now the second caveat is I don't know when. If you persist long enough, I don't know how long you need to persist for. You might need to persist for a short period of time, and in most cases you would need to persist for a long period of time. But every single time that I'm at the verge of giving up, I always think 3 feet from goal. 3 feet from goal. Like I could be this close to getting that phone call, this close to getting that opportunity, this close to, you know, for that ad to just click, this close for my video to go viral. For every single person, you could always be 3 feet away from goal. Aside from the 3 feet from goal story, another reason why I cannot give up and I cannot stop moving is simple. If you give up, what other choice do you have? Like, okay, you stop doing what it is you're doing. Like you don't have any other thing to do. It's not like if you give up, you get out of the hole that you're in, or you leave the financial state that you're in, or you know, you get a better grade. If you just give up right now, you still remain the same. So why not continue to work? Many people think that's just money that compounds, but habits compound as well, good and bad habits. So if you're focused on a particular thing, let's say at the start of the year, one of my goals was to attain financial freedom, right? Whatever that is. Now, I know that if I continue to research on ways that I can make money and I start to implement those particular things, the habits that I learned from that particular thing would begin to compound. So I learned something from doing this particular thing, I learned another thing. Now that keeps compounding, and within a short or long period of time, it will turn to that success, or even more than I imagined it to be at first. So as long as you're not making the same mistake more than twice, I give room for making the same mistake another time. There is a lot of room for you to grow if you continue to persist. Like I said, you don't have any other choice. If you think of people like Thomas Edison, I think they invented electricity, was it? I don't know. It was at his 100th or 1000th time. Let's use 100 just for the sake of this video. So at his 100th time was when he invented the light bulb, like when it actually worked. Now imagine he stopped at the 99th. Obviously someone else would have made the light bulb, but his name would not have been attributed to that. So I mean, the long and short of everything I've been saying is keep on going. At the point of making this video, we're in October 2022, just less than 3 months away till the end of the year. Now it would be very foolish for me to motivate you guys and tell you that all the goals that you have not completed in the past, you can start to complete them. Like, that's not feasible. But what you can do is set a base for yourself for next year. Now opportunities are going to come, there's no doubt about that, but the difference between those who seize the opportunities and those who do not is preparedness. So for the next 3 months, I want you to double down on your routine, double down on your habits, double down on your skills, or just get the habits right, get the mindset right, and get ready for 2023. Now, it might be too early to start to prepare for 2023, but remember what I said at the start, we underestimate how much we can accomplish in 10 years. Now, I'm not saying you should set your goals for that long of a period. My point is, in the long term is where it's actually gonna happen. It's almost never gonna happen in the short term. Sometimes it does, but more often than not, it's in the long term. So for the next 3 months, on all these things, habits, skills, routine, and everything in between, I want you to get your mind right and do these things properly, so that by the end of the year / start of the next year, be ready to take on every single opportunity that comes your way. I don't like the fact that I have to say this cliche quote, but it's about the journey, not the destination. And it's only when I embarked on the journey to financial freedom that I understood this quote properly. In the journey, there are so many things that you can learn, so many skills, so many attitudes, so many characters that you would not have learned if the destination came instantly. So forget the cliche quote, just savor the journey, enjoy every single bit of it before you get into the destination. And that will be all for me today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you're notified every single time I post a new video. And you can follow and send me a DM on Instagram at @TakeAbiri. And by God's grace, I will see you next time. Take care.